Hello, PokeMoshPit. It is the Blue Fox here. I haven't uploaded anything to you in a while, so I figured I might as well, I'm overdue. I had a nice battle with BacktoHorizon here, and as he sees my Arcanine in the first slot, he decides to lead off with a Rotom Wash form. I wasn't sure what he was going to toss out, so I bring out my Lopunny lead. It's not a great matchup for me, so I use Substitute to scout what he's going to do, then switch to Lantern to take the Water Absorb. I use Sub again to scout what he's going to do now that I've got a Water type out there, dodging a Will-O-Wisp, which is pretty awesome, because that would have worn me down, negated my leftovers recovery. His Jirachi is having a lot of hard time breaking my subs, so I figure that, after a Surf, I can kind of use him as fodder for raising my attack power with Charge Beams. So I'm going to start going for Charge Beams to raise my special attack, which I'm going to need if I'm going to take this Jirachi down. Since I figured that after his Wish he was going to, break my sub, I immediately go for another Substitute, figuring that it's still going to take him, 2 turns to break them. So it's going to keep me protected and keep me healthy. I had figured that he was going to switch by now, so I used the Ice Beam, figuring he might change into something that could take a Charge Beam, not wanting me to continue to set up special attacks. But now that I think back on it, I've been rotating moves so much it would make an accurate prediction kind of difficult, so he just stays in and goes for Stealth Rock, as I sub, thinking that he was going to try and break it again before the switch. He goes for the Wish as I use another Charge Beam. I don't get the special attack rise, which I'm going to need, seeing as he's got a pretty bulky Jirachi and a very bulky Rotom. But he uses that Wish to switch into his Espeon, as my Charge Beam gets me another boost. I forget when I'm at, but hey, a boosted Lantern isn't really anything to shake a stick at, so he uses Light Screen to try and minimize the amount of damage that he's taking as I use yet another Charge Beam. The special attack rises are kind of adding up, so I figured that I probably should go for something a bit more powerful, since this Espeon does have the chance of killing me with those Psychics. And with a Light Screen up, that still does. It's a nice solid 2-hit KO, which I'm glad, because Lantern is one of my main attackers. As I take out his Espeon, he brings in a Crocodile, and I'm figuring that, I'm not behind a sub anymore, so I don't want to take an Earthquake and die. So I go to Spook, who can take an Earthquake pretty well, and I was hoping that, I would live long enough to hit him with a Will-O-Wisp, and haha, I live on 69 HP. After he's burned, I know he's not going to be powerful enough to kill me, so I go for the Pain Split, and that'll bring me back up to back into the green, which is nice. Since I don't want to take any more damage and I won't be able to Pain Split myself back to anything better, I go to Nibbles, he's my physically defensive wall, but that Rotom is really, it's gonna annoy me. I didn't want to take a Hydro Pump on my Gliscor, so I switched to Glow Stick, getting some health back with Water Absorb. It's a shame that Rotom is also half electric type and gets access to the Thunderbolt, as it's still going to do quite a lot of damage to me, and my Charge Beam is not going to affect him all that much. The sub was just for scouting purposes, but since that I go second, probably not the best of things to do. The special attack boost isn't going to be useful. That Rotom is just too bulky, I can't take him down. And I leave Glow Stick in there for Death Fodder, because I don't want anything coming in on a Hydro Pump or a Thunderbolt. I'm paralyzed, I'm down to 20 health, there's really no reason to save Glow Stick anymore, which is a shame, because he's one of my main attackers. So he goes down, the Rotom is at pretty much full HP, and I notice that thing is going to be probably the main hurdle that I need to overcome. So I Encore him into a Thunderbolt, thinking that hopefully I could bring in my Gliscor and fling him a Toxic Orb, since Gliscor is immune to electric attacks and he's stuck using that move. Or if anything, it would help him get him to switch out to something else. He switches out on the fling and goes to his already burned Crocodile, so the Toxic Orb isn't going to do anything except make my Acrobat more powerful. I was thinking of switching into my Bisharp and using this Crocodile as fodder for setting up sword stances since he was burned, but you know, I probably should have done that, but hindsight is always 20/20. The Crocodile goes down, and he sends in his Latios. I use Protect, trying to see what he was going to do, because I'm not sure if this isn't already painfully obvious, but I'm not really great with this metagame. I'm kind of a casual player, but I still like to battle. I send in Lopunny as a death fodder, but he goes to a Calm Mind, and hoping that he would get greedy, I go for the Encore to try and lock him into it, but he just takes me out with a Surf. I send Spook in, hoping that his Eviolite and his, both defensive investments would be able to let me Pain Split back up to some decent health and bring him down, but he just takes me out with a Dragon Pulse. Now my only real, opportunity to bring out Bisharp is, well, here, pretty much. And on his Calm Mind, I do use a Swords Dance, and that's really great. He uses Recover on my Sucker Punch to bring himself to full HP, but even at full HP, a super effective Swords Dance boosted Sucker Punch is going to take him out, which, I was sweating there because I didn't really have anything else to take that Latios. He hits me with a Will-O-Wisp. I knew he would, so I go for the Brick Break as opposed to the Sucker Punch. But even that Brick Break isn't going to do a lot to him. And, Sucker Punch is really my only option to try and take out this Rotom. But he just takes me out with, his Thunderbolt and the burn damage combined. I bring in my Arcanine here. I was hoping that an Extreme Speed would be able to take him out. I didn't want to use Volt Tackle because it would give me even more damage from the recoil. But now that it didn't kill him, I probably should, because he's able to Pain Split back to even more HP than he had when I came in. I use the Volt Change now, and now it isn't enough to kill him, and he's able to take me out with a Thunderbolt. And this Rotom has officially destroyed my team. I'll have to make some changes to try and deal with them in the future, but Gliscor is my only thing to take him down, and he's just way too defensive and immune to Earthquake. So that was a good game, Horizon. Look forward to seeing you in the future, perhaps. I hope everybody enjoyed. Leave your comments and tips and any suggestions for me in your comments, and see you all later.